that exchange with Nick Friedel the other night after the game. And look, if he keeps making a big thing out of the word promotion, that is promotion. If on your social media you say, boom, here's a link to this, that tells me, hey, you should watch this. Correct? I mean, he's got 17 million Instagram followers, another 5 million or so on Twitter. You're all over social media. Do you ever put something out there, Shaq, that does not represent something that you feel?
I was probably one of the first guys on Twitter. And when I realized the power it had, I knew I had to be very responsible. Followers, platform, whatever you call it, I knew I had to be responsible. I try to make people happy. I try to make people smile. My formula has always been the same: 60% to make you laugh, 30% to inspire you, and 10% whatever I'm selling. You have to be aware of what you're doing. And you have to be aware that sometimes when you put stuff out, not everybody's going to like it. Some people are conscious, some people are not. I can tell he's not conscious. He doesn't really care what's going on. But us, I know that the game that we used to love and we promote, it brings people together. And it hurts me sometimes when we have to sit up here to talk about stuff that divides the game. Now we got to answer for what this idiot has done. I stand for equality of all people. I've always been like that. Don't matter what religion, no matter where you're from. I could say shalom, salam alaikum, ni hao, sebon, because that's how I was raised. So I don't really want to sit up here and answer questions for what he's done. You know, if you're looking at me, it's my job to make people happy. I can't speak for him and, answer for what he's doing. It's obviously by his answers and the way he answers, he doesn't really care.
Chuck.
I think the NBA dropped the ball.
In what way?
I think he should have been suspended. I think Adam should have suspended him. First of all, Adam's Jewish. You can't take my $40 million and insult my religion. If you're going to insult me, you have the right, but I have the right to say, no, you're not going to take my $40 million and insult my religion. I think the NBA, they made a mistake. We have suspended people and fined people who have made homophobic slurs, and that was the right thing to do. I think if you insult the black community, you should be suspended or fined heavily, depending. I saw they did the same thing to the kid in Minnesota this year when he made the gay slur. I think you should get suspended or fined. I think him acknowledging the Alex Jones thing should have happened with that too, because that dude's crazy. And I can't believe that we ain't talking about that. We're talking about this idiot. And when you say, if I say, hey, I'm agreeing with this movie, this book or whatever, I'm agreeing with it. I'm not going to first of all, I don't do any social media, but when you're somebody as great as basketball like him, people going to listen to you, what you say. And there's some fringe people out there, but like I say, I blame the NBA. He should have been suspended.
And their conversations are continuing with the Brooklyn Nets,
it's too
with
late
the NBA,
now.
but they're also looking at, they're looking at how do we move forward at this so we don't go through this again. No, it's not too late to say how do we prevent this. It's not too late to do that. But I see what you're saying.
I want to say that the reason it's too late, the NBA is giving in to peer pressure. If one of our players do something, they have the right, the team or the league has to do something immediately. If you just give in to peer pressure, that's the problem I have. This should have been handled already.
Kenny, let's get into this. Go ahead.
Well, firstly, if we're going to take what he says on a Twitter, we have to take everything he says. So if I'm going to take everything he says, I'm going to believe that he doesn't support or any of the views or promote the views of it. He said it right in my face. I have to accept that. So I will believe that. There are people in this world who's done, in their art, have done great things, that have said crazy things, that we still listen to their music, we buy their paintings, we do their things, and you might take an excerpt of that and say, I believe in this. Okay, so I'll take that as it may from Kyrie Irving. But I also believe that the reporter did have a right to ask the question.
Oh, sure.
That's it. So, and that's really where the argument became. You don't have a right to ask me that question. I do believe that, and based on this for Kyrie is that he has put himself as He says, I'm the voice for some of the speechless when during the COVID. So now he has transcended from basketball and became an activist politically. So you will ask him that question based on some things that you may read. But I have to believe him also when he tells me, that is, if I'm going to believe parts of it, I have to believe the totality.
You know what? And I just think Kyrie's just part of this. I mean, I just think we've lost our way. I think in this country we've lost our way. I think people have forgotten what it's like to put the thought process into, if I put this out there, who am I going to hurt? And they haven't, they're giving no thought to that. Where's civility these days? Where's empathy? And it's just, and it's a worrisome road, and it's a dangerous road that we find ourselves on now. And look, Chuck and I on our podcast today, we had Rabbi Erez Sherman from Sinai Temple in Los Angeles to talk about this situation, and it bears hearing. Listen up. If you were face to face with Kyrie Irving, what would you say?
I would say, come into my synagogue, meet my children, learn about us as a community, teach our children what it means to be a human being in this great country of America. And then I think good things can happen.
We as black people, we know racism. We want people to have empathy, and they're not going to have empathy for us if we're insulting other religious groups. If minorities don't work together and just pick on each other, call each other's names, make these stupid stereotypes, we're never gonna heal.
What has to be done is conversation. It's meeting the other. That has to start now. It has to start young. And the reason that I love this show is because it has to start in the sports world. Sports and faith intersect in a very deep way. And that has brought so many people together. And I know it has the power to continue to do that as well.
And we will leave the conversation right there. Our thanks to the rabbi for joining us earlier today.